presents is the next one. So let's
Christmas
jump right
presents,
in.
birthday presents. Presents is, there's two types of presents. There's an extroverted presence, and extroverted presence is, for example, something we can do with that very easily and very quickly. Is if we're telling a story, we can gesticulate with our hands. And I've heard various body language experts say, "Oh, don't do that. Bullshit. You can do it. It's all right." Telling a story with your hands makes it exciting. So you're going to know if you're a good storyteller, because if you can talk to nephews or nieces, little brothers or sisters who are like 10 and under, if you can keep them captivated, you're a good storyteller. And one way good storytellers do that is they talk with their hands. So they might sort of talk about an elephant. Ugh, that looks like more like a dead person, but never mind. About driving a car, changing gear. In America, it's transmission. And that brings a story to life. The other type of presence is an introverted presence. And I believe you can be very charismatic with a very introverted presence. So someone like Marlon Brando or James Dean would have this very relaxed demeanor. And what that allowed them to do is actually take control of the conversations they had. The reason being is they were more comfortable with silence than any person in the room. One way we can do that, and we can play with that, and I think all these all this communication stuff we should play with. It should be fun. That's how we learn. But one thing we can do, very simple technique, is if somebody asks you a question or calls your name or tries to get your attention, just count to 3 in your head: 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, before reacting. And what that will do is that will slow your rhythm down, and it will often give you a lot more control in conversations. So what I'll do is I'll talk to somebody, and I might inject a little bit of silence. And what that does, because it's a little bit uncomfortable, they'll break that silence by talking themselves. And of course, that gives me more things to talk about. So these two types, extroverted presence, introverted presence, hugely fascinating subject. The best people in the world at presence are Shakespearean actors. The people who can walk on stage and go, "Hear me now!" And woof, they fill a theatre with their voice, and all eyes are on them. So yeah, presence is a huge thing, especially if you're giving presentations.
Absolutely. And wow, a couple things I haven't heard yet, although they're really good suggestions. Yeah, that about being silent and waiting. I really like that. I really like that. It's very powerful because it shows confidence. It shows confidence that, I'm going to listen to them, when I'm ready. And so you wait instead of, they call your name and you're like, who's calling me? I'm here to, to be your slave or whatever. I'm not, it's an exaggeration, although, just instead of reacting really quickly, you react slowly and calmly and in control, and it creates a confidence in you. And when you fill your sentences with pauses, it draws the person into the conversation. Because they have to really listen instead of you're just rambling, and yeah, like you said, pauses and silence can be sometimes more powerful than words.
Yeah, it's like the opposite of conversation.